Hey everyone, it's Butzek, Realtor here in Vancouver. Topic of today's video is insurance. You may have noticed that the insurance in condos here in Vancouver has been going up, up, up. And what I want to share with you now is a case study of what this looks like. My client and I, we were looking for a place for her. She's a first-time buyer. We were looking out in East Burnaby. And if you're over around Edmonds, there's a number of towers. You've got Highgate Village. There's more towers over there. And we're looking over there. We found a great 2-bedroom, really spacious, lots of space. And we had an accepted offer there, an agreement with the seller. And then we got the Strata documents. And when we started to go through the Strata documents, all of a sudden it kind of hit us like a truck. So in these Strata documents, as I was reading through them myself, I saw right away that the insurance, a quote that the insurance had gone up 241%. And if you're a buyer, think about this. You want to know these things beforehand because you're going to be paying for it. And let's follow this case study through. In that case, it was 241%. That being said, I didn't find that number accurate because when we looked at the insurance was going from $115,000. That's for the whole Strata building, $115,000, and they had actually at the halfway mark, it increased to about $250,000 for the last 7 months of the year. So you annualize that, and we had to annualize that over 12 months. That insurance is coming in at a little under $400,000 for the whole Strata, for all the owners. So from $115,000 to $400,000 in 1 year, that's a huge jump. That's a huge jump. And so we had to do some number crunching there to figure out exactly how much that would hit her pocketbook. Because after the next AGM, right, and it's at the AGM when the owners decide on the following year's budget, we had to see how much her maintenance fees would jump, because your contribution to the building's insurance comes from your maintenance fees, of course. And once we did the numbers, we could see that her maintenance fee was going to go up $100 at least, maybe more. So that's a huge jump. We need to know these numbers beforehand, especially if you're on a tighter budget. So that was something that we discovered. What also concerned me with that building, and you've got to be looking at this if you're buying out there, is what the deductibles are for the new insurance. You've probably noticed that a lot of the deductibles have jumped from $50,000 to $150,000. In some cases, $250,000 deductible. Now the insurance companies are telling us, me and you, that they have to do this because they're not making money. They're losing money on all of these claims in the building. Maybe that's the case, maybe that's not the case. I tend to believe them at that because I read a lot about water claims in Strata minutes. I'm surprised it's like every single Strata package. It's probably the most common thing I read. They say about 80% of all the claims in a building are related to the water issues. You know, somebody's pipe breaks for the dishwasher or the washing machine and floods 7 units down. So water claims are a big issue here in these towers. Now, getting back to this case study, so we could see a $100 increase. Her insurance she would have had to get a secondary policy. So that means 2 insurances, right? The first insurance covers the $100,000 deductible, and then the second insurance covers above that. So now you got 2 insurance policies for your condo, for your unit, and you're looking at about $120 a month, roughly. That was the quote there. So that's a lot higher than the normal $50 we had 2 years ago, right? So you got a jump in maintenance fees coming at $100. You got another jump in the insurance, which is $50 to $70. That's a $170 increase in monthly carrying costs on top of your mortgage, and so on. So these are the kinds of things you need to know before you finalize any kind of a purchase, okay? And I'm just going to add to that if you're on the selling side, something very important to consider as well is that you have this discussion about your insurance with your selling realtor. Because I think what happened in this case too is the agent just didn't, on the other side, the seller's agent just didn't know. And he wasn't prepared to answer all our questions. So when the buyer comes in, you have an accepted offer, and now all of a sudden, we were getting hit by all these surprises. Like, oh, surprise, the maintenance fee is going to go up $100. Oh, surprise, the deductible is up $100,000. Oh, surprise, there's going to be potentially another special levy and a further increase to the Strata insurance. So these are things you want to have this discussion with your seller's agent. Have this so that your agent can have this discussion with the buyer and the buyer's representative. So there's no surprises. If there's one thing I'm always consistent about with my clients when we're selling is we never ever want to have any surprises. Okay, a couple other points here. What I want to do is, now you might be thinking, well, okay, I'd be safe if I get a new building because newer buildings are new and the insurance will be lower. Wrong. What I'm finding, the common sort of causal arrow here points towards high-rise buildings with the highest insurance. And the reason is the insurance companies are saying there's more risk to them. More risk because you might have a tower with 250 units, which, somebody up on the 36th story, their dishwasher goes. Now you got a flood going down to 8 units, and that can cost a lot of money to fix and repair. So that's something we're finding, whether it's new or old. We are finding that it's actually whether it's a high rise. And the age doesn't matter. A couple of other things here that you want to be aware of, just the deductible amounts, just in case there is either you're not familiar with that. The deductible amount, obviously, if it's $100,000, it means that any damage caused from your unit that originates from inside your suite would be charged back to you by the Strata. So you got to have insurance on that amount. For example, let's say your dishwasher caused $87,000 worth of damage to the whole building. Well, the Strata is going to charge that back to you, and your insurance has to cover that amount. So I hope that's clear. Now, last point here, the insurance companies. So the insurance companies here, I was reading through a couple of briefs, and so they've given us several reasons why the insurance rates are going up. Good question to ask. Why? Why are the insurance rates going up? Number one, they say the number of claims has increased. Now, I don't know if claims has increased from 2015 to 2017, or are they talking about 1995 to last year? But anyway, they're saying the number of claims has increased. I would agree that my experience when I read through Strata documents, like I said earlier, that water claims very prevalent. If I'm looking through 2 years of history of Strata meeting minutes, I normally find in there several water-related claims. It's the most common thing. The second reason they give us is the cost of rebuilding has increased. When insurance companies insure a building, they are also insuring the appraised value, or they call it their reconstruction value. In BC, construction costs have gone up, and so this would be factored into why insurance is going up. The third reason they give us is local market is affected by global losses. This is a hard one to quantify, but they're telling us hurricanes, forest fires in Australia, and so on, earthquakes in other parts of the world are causing our insurance here in Vancouver to go up. I'm no insurance expert to that degree. I can't speak to, what forest fires are doing to insurance companies here in Canada, but that's what they're saying. Take it for what it's worth, okay? Hope this video here has been of value to you. If you've got any questions on it, feel free to leave them below. It's great to see you, and have yourselves a wonderful week.